find a missing angle using the sine law. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label my side lengths. Now, this is not ABC, it's D, E, and F. So across from angle D, I will have lowercase d. Across from little e, I will have lowercase e. And across from angle F, I will have lowercase f. Now I'm going to decide, can I actually use sine law here? And now I have a corresponding angle and side. That's my D and D. And I have a side length F corresponding to my missing angle F. So using the sine law is going to be easy peasy. Let's set it up. I'm just going to set it up as sine of D over side length D is equal to sine of F over little f. Now, in the past, I would have also written sine of E over little e, but I know that I'm not actually even going to use those because I don't have the angle or the side, so that's useless information. Also, I have put my angles, the sine of D, on top so that it's just going to save me a little extra step. And actually, what I should have done is written it as sine of F over little f is equal to sine of D over little d, and that's because I generally like to have my unknown on the left side. Okay, so now let's set it up. Sine of f, that's still my unknown, over 11, that's the side length, and that's equal to sine of d, which is sine of 40 degrees, over 10, that's the little d. Okay, now sine f, this is what I need to find, so I need to isolate it. It's in the numerator already. I have the 11 in denominator. So what I will do is I will multiply both sides by 11. That's going to cross it out on this side. And I need to multiply this side by 11 as well. And now rewrite my isolated side f as sine of 40. But I like to put in brackets times 11, all of that over 10. Now you have two choices here. You can push all of this into your calculator and get a decimal value. I'll just show you what that looks like. So sine of f is equal to sine 40, close the bracket, times 11 and divide that by 10. And I get sine of f is equal to 0.707, and I'll just round it to 1. I like to write it out. If I'm going to write it out, I like to write it out with 4 decimal places. However, and then afterwards you will take f is equal to sine inverse of that. Well, actually, let's try that. So now I'm going to take sine inverse of 0.7071. And by the way, if your calculator says arc sine, that's totally normal. That's just another way of saying sine inverse. And I get 45 degrees. Now let's try a little bit different. I'm just going to go straight from sine inverse, and I'm going to actually type in this stuff here. So sine inverse of sine 40 times 11 divided by 10. So once you get a little bit more comfortable, you don't really need to write out this step. And it also gives me, once I hit that, 45 degrees. So let me just show you what that would look like when you write it out. So in order to find f, I need to take the sine inverse. So f equals to sine inverse of, you could just type in the value, the decimal, because you found it. But I actually like to skip this step once I'm comfortable with it. Sine inverse of sine 40 times 11, and before I do that, times 10, and that gives me, divided by 10. And that gives me 45 degrees. And that is how it's done. If you want more examples of sine law, click here. And if you're ready to move on to cosine law, click here. See you next time.